Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Chanel in the City. I am your host, Chanel Amari. We're here at Cubico Studios in New York City, and I have a special guest here today. She's one of my favorite cast members of my favorite show on Bravo TV, Summer House, and she's a lifestyle and fashion influencer. Please welcome my friend, Danielle Olivera. How are you?
Very good. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. And also, you look amazing.
Thank
As
you.
always.
Thank you. Just came from work, so that's good.
So on that topic, let's talk about fashion and your influence with fashion. How do you get ready and look so good for work?
So every single day, I pick one article of clothing that I absolutely want to wear, and it's usually my shoes. So I start with my shoes. I don't know if you do this. Do you do this?
No, but that's a really smart tip. I don't.
So I look at the weather, and I always pick my shoes first, and then I build the outfit from there.
That is so smart, and that's probably easier to do.
Yes, or if I get something new, like if I have a new coat, I would base it around that, but usually it's the shoes.
Right, yeah, because I feel like going to a job, and we're gonna get into, you are a product manager for a software development company, a big one, and you always have to look put together, but then you'll also meet your friends for happy hour, and you want to dress to impress going out at night.
Yep.
How should us, ladies in the city, filter that out? How do we make those decisions?
I think going day to night is one of my favorite things or tricks that I like to do. Most of the time I will pack a pair of heels with my work stuff. So being in tech, I could wear jeans and a t-shirt if I really wanted to, but I do love a good loafer, a good jean, and a sexy blazer. And I think you can go out to happy hour in that. And I think even going out to meet guys, it also works because you're not trying too hard.
Right.
And you just look good and put together and chic. That's more of my thing. Overly sexy is not my thing.
And also, well, because you don't try hard, I feel like you are naturally sexy. So it's and you're right, because I feel like guys, if you're going on a first date or you're going to meet them at happy hour, you don't want to overdress, and it makes you feel more confident that you're just
exactly
put together but down to earth. I love that. Well, let's get into it. Summer House, season 4, coming out February 5th.
Crazy.
Season 4. You joined the cast season 2. You speak to a lot of girls next door who are, career driven, but also want to have fun. And we've spoken about this. It's a hard balance.
Yes.
How different is season 4 from season 2?
I mean, season 4 is different than season 3 is way different than season 2. Season 2, I think, was a lot more serious. It was a lot darker. The drama was just way more dramatic, and we couldn't really get out of it.
Right.
To get that friends in the summer kind of vibe. Season 3, I think it was amazing. It was light. We got into fights, of course, but we loved each other. So we got wrapped it up. Fine, let's move on. Let's have fun together. Season 4, I can honestly say, I can't wait to watch it.
Right.
And I lived it.
Wow.
Because so much was going on. One weekend, because I wasn't there all the time. I wasn't there full time. One weekend I would be gone. The next weekend I'm they're trying to tell me everything that happened the week before. I'm what is going on? It was like a roller coaster ride. Something new happened every single weekend, and honestly I can't wait to see it.
Is there a little taste you could give us of, what do we expect to see in terms of the friendships, the dynamic of the friendships, the newbies that are, part of the cast that they just released, the 2 new cast members?
Yep.
What do we see with you, with your love life, with your friendships and your dynamics, all that? Can you give us a little taste?
Sure. I can't give up too much, obviously, but the 2 new people, it's hard to get them into the fold initially. One of them has some romance, which is good. And then some friendships really start to get strained, and there's pressure put on them. And I think people that normally just go with the flow start to stand up for themselves, start to really question friendships and what the intentions are of some people, and it all really unfolds and explodes.
Wow, I'm excited.
Yeah.
The trailer is I kept watching it over and over, and I'm I
Yeah.
can't wait till February 5th already. I looked on demand. I'm how sometimes they they air the first episode just for a preview. I'm
Yep.
like, is it? Because it looks so good.
Yeah.
You know, speaking of friendships, I love how your friendship with Lindsay Hubs is. It seems really solid and
Yep.
strong. It's not kind of. It's the relation. It's the friendship that all of us women want and strive to have.
Mm-hmm.
It's real. It's genuine. You guys really support each other. You love each other unconditionally.
Yes.
Did it take a while to get there, and how did you get there?
I think after it was the fall after the second season, we started hanging out more and more. And then when the show came out, we would just watch it together all the time. And I work probably 10-minute walk from her apartment.
Oh, wow.
So sometimes I would just go either for lunch, I would go after work, we would hang out all the time. And with Lindsay, she values loyalty so much. You just have to be there for her. And it took a while for me to like get that trust. But once you have it, it doesn't go anywhere. Like you're in it with her for life.
That's amazing. Also, season 3, because you had that one mishap, which we all do in friendships, which I liked to see because it was real. Like you had an argument, but then you came back from it, and I loved how you owned it, even though it wasn't anyone's fault. You just were like, I love you. You're my best friend. What can I do to make this better? And I feel like a lot of times we need to do that just to continue that really good friendship instead of having pride and being like, well, I'm going to throw this friendship away. A lot of us do that, you know?
Yep.
What happened, if you can give us a little sneak peek on, you know, what was that all about and how did you overcome that?
With Lindsay, in that particular situation, she said some really hurtful things the night before. We got into a really bad argument, most of which wasn't aired. I remember like hitting a wall, like I was like just so upset, slamming doors. It got really, really bad. But as soon as I got back to my room the next day, she had written me a handwritten note, like, I'm sorry, like, let's talk about it. I love you. And that's what Lindsay does. Like, if even at its worst, she just wants to immediately address it, talk about it, and she does not hold a grudge.
Right.
And because of that, I could hold a grudge.
Right.
That's my personality. She makes it a point to just talk about it, and like I soften up, and like all of like your wall comes down. And she's really good at that with me. Like my whole wall comes down and I end up crying and I'm like, I love you so much. And that's just our sisterhood.
I love that. I think we can learn a lot from that.
And it doesn't stop. Like we don't have a perfect friendship. No one does, right? I mean,
Right.
she's like a sister to me. So we do fight, but we get over it immediately.
So would you say like a tip for other people watching out there and listening and they're having issues with their friendships? Would you say the best thing is to just apologize and say, hey, let's talk about it, let's communicate, let's get over this. What can I do better?
I think the best thing that you could either say or text is, hey, I love you. I'm not going anywhere. Whenever you want to talk, I'm here.
Yeah.
Because if someone just knows that that person's not going anywhere, like the last thing you want to feel is that your friend has betrayed you and is like gone or is ignoring you or is never going to talk to you again. Just say those words, and it doesn't matter how long it takes for you to get over it. At least you know that that's a possibility. Like you can go back and reach out. Usually, I'm a like really tough person. I melt when someone says that.
Yeah.
So it works.
So it works, yeah. Take it from Danielle. Also, speaking of other dynamic friendships, like Carl, who you came in with as we all know, season 2,
Yes.
is your ex-boyfriend. But I love how you maintain such a solid friendship with him, because so many people have DM'd me knowing that you came today and asked, how does she maintain, or how do you maintain in general a relationship with your ex? Because a lot of us swear our exes off. We're like, we're never fucking talking to you again. I know me,
Yeah.
I'm like, I'll stalk you, but I'm never gonna fucking talk to you again. How did you so gracefully, especially on national TV, like did it go through your head like, I can't do this like with my ex-boyfriend, or it's even better? Take us through that experience when you first got casted and how this all came about.
So Carl and I dated in 2015.
Wow.
And I didn't, when was season 2? I don't even remember which year.
2016.
Right. So
and how did you guys meet?
In Montauk in the Hamptons.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Like for real legit. Oh, that's so amazing.
Yes, like it's
like at a bar. You guys are like, oh.
At Surf Lodge.
I love Surf Lodge. Shout out to Surf Lodge.
Yeah, it was, we hooked up Labor Day weekend, Surf Lodge, summer of 2015. And then, you know, things don't last. It ended terribly. I swore him off myself. I never wanted to speak to him again. I didn't. But then I like got over it,
Right.
and I like didn't have that like hatred in me anymore. I was just like, you know what? We're just different. It was never gonna work out. If I see him, like, and I did, because New York is huge, but it's also very tiny.
Very.
We would see each other at the bars, and so like, no hard feelings, like whatever. It is what it is. When I tell you, when I got casted for season 2, it was hilarious because they don't tell you who the new people are going to be,
Oh,
right?
right.
And so now it's like we're gonna all meet, like for like the first meeting of, let's kick off the season.
Yeah.
I walk into that room, his face dropped.
Oh, because he didn't know, right? That's
He had
crazy.
no
Like,
idea, and everyone's looking around like, I'm like, yeah, hi.
did he feel like not betrayed, but like any type of way that nobody told him?
Yes, he felt a type of way. He was like, oh no, because
He didn't know what was like what you would say or how you would react, right? Because
Yes.
you never know how the ex is gonna.
Right.
Did you guys break up because of the similar reasons the other women he's dated in
Yes.
the past have spoken about? Okay, so
Absolutely.
no commitment. Where do you think that comes from? Because we know Carl in real life. He's a good guy. Because I feel like he's looking
such a great guy.
for marriage, right? But it's
Mhm.
just, do you feel like it was just not the right time?
Yes, I think that when he is stressed or there's other things going on in his life that he doesn't know how to control or deal with, he'll, go out and he'll take it out on something else or someone else. And it just comes out. And like, I don't think like the next day, I truly, like when the last time we spoke, it was like a blowout. Like from him, I left at like 3:00 in the morning, never spoke to him again after that, except for via email to say like my piece. But that's how it goes. And like the next day, I'm sure he felt bad about it, but the damage had already been done. Like he can't go back and repair that. And I think that happens a lot where he's like the most charming person. You get like swept into it, and then like that, it just changes, and it's like dark and it's angry, and you don't know why. It's the Carla coaster, I call it. Like you want to get off, but like it's a fun ride, but like there's really high highs and there's really low lows, and I think that happens with other women.
And it's like you don't know how to get off, right? Because I've been with my exes who I've had similar situations, and I've stayed for a long time because it's fun, it's mysterious, it's dangerous, it's all those good feels that us women want to feel, but not all that. We also don't want to be hurt.
Yeah.
When did you decide, like, all right, I forgive him? Was it when you were getting casted, or when you started filming with him and realized, okay, we need to really be friends, we need to figure this thing out?
It was when I decided to be on the show.
Yeah.
I was like, if I'm going to be on this show, I'm not going to go into it with any animosity towards anyone.
Right.
That's like not my style. So I had to put whatever feelings I had. I was pretty fine with it by then, but I wasn't going to air out like shit that happened years and years ago.
Yeah.
If he wants to talk about it, that's fine, but we're all adults and we can move on.
Yeah, you could tell too, like when you came in season 2, you weren't coming in aggressive at all.
Right.
It's almost like it was.
I think I even said at one point, like, if the opportunity to like make out with him presents itself, like, yeah, sure, I'll make out, because like I don't have any feelings like that anymore.
Yeah.
So like, but I'm still attracted to the guy. He's,
Exactly.
it's Carl.
I just love, and I think we can all, and I love how the Tres Amigos, am I saying, is it? The
Yes.
Tres Amigos, the new millennial Tres Amigos, I love it. Vicky Govinson and Tamara Judd
Yes.
and Shannon have something to
Similar.
worry about.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. But like, I love the fact that you three have a really good friendship. Like you can tell, it's not fake, it's authentic.
Right.
You display it on Instagram. I've been around you guys. I know for a fact in real life, you're really close and you love each other. Do you think that comes with experience and forgiveness, or do you think, like, how do we do that? Like, how do you attain that solid friendship?
I think it comes with time and effort. With Lindsay and Carl, we spend a lot of time on Lindsay's couch, actually, just like hanging out, talking. We talk about literally everything, our love lives, our work lives, like any family struggles. We're there for each other. And yeah, there's a lot of fun drinking times involved too. Like we have very similar going out personalities.
Right.
Like we love a good pregame, we love dancing, we love being silly and goofy and like just going out and like not caring.
No drama.
Yeah. We all like, yeah. And like late night food.
Late night pizza food that,
Chicken nuggets.
that food you put on Insta. I'm always hungry. I'm like, yeah, let me go downstairs, make some macaroni and cheese. My dad's
So
like, dude, you
good.
just ate like an hour ago. I was like, yeah, Danielle and Lindsay and Carl are making food look really good right now. I don't care. But yeah, which is amazing. So, you are an ensemble cast and you're all close. I know you have a good friendship with all of them. Why do you think you're closer with Lindsay and Carl than sometimes the others? Or is it like that even?
I think Lindsay, Carl, and I just have history. Like, I think because we spend so much time, like, we just like fit well together. There's some friends where you're closer than others.
Sure.
I think that no matter how much time goes on, actually, we spend all the time together. Actually, I don't know what it is. I think we just gel really well. We talk about the same stuff. We are goofy. We're interested in the same things. So just
Vibes.
yeah.
And this season in the trailer, because I watched the trailer, we do see that I could give away, right? We do see Lindsay and Carl getting together, which by the way, she laughed because I had a feeling before any of this got out.
Really?
When I was at the party and I knew it and my gut, and I never want to be right about things. Not that this is like a life or death situation to be right about, but like it's a great thing. I don't know. And I'm going to ask you your opinion. But I knew it. I just could feel the chemistry that it was going to happen, when you feel it. And then it happened. Was that ever, because you said you had moved on from him, was that weird for you because you are best friends with her? Or how did that happen?
You had a vibe. I did not know I had no indication.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't know whatsoever that was what was happening. And then
like while it was happening, like while the whole summer house being filmed, you had you were.
Well, it was happened very early on, like you saw it in the trailer. I was in shock. I was like, excuse me, what?
Right.
I was like, two of my closest friends are now getting closer. I was like, all right, I'm gonna need a drink or 10
to just comprehend all this.
It was a lot.
Yeah. And it's on national TV. So let everyone also understand that this is real life you're living, but now you're living it in front of the world too, which is not that easy. So I do give you kudos for being such a strong personality, because you need to be strong, not a weak person to deal, because we're dealing with this in real life. We're all talking about this, crying about this, trying to find grace. And so what did you do when you found out?
I think my jaw hit the floor probably. I probably blacked out. I don't know. I was just in so much shock. And Lindsay, I love her, but she's like, she was kind of getting to deal about feelings. I'm like, oh my God. I was like, feelings? You and Carl? What's going on? Tell me everything. Have you guys done this, that? I want to know everything. Typical girl conversation. And then he's involved now too. So I'm going to hear it from Carl too, because we're all friends.
Yeah.
So it was very weird, shocking, and uncomfortable at times.
Was it weird too when they stopped? Or was that fine?
That was fine.
How you guys became just friends again, where it's that's not weird, where it's other guys
I just can't wait to see it all unfold, honestly.
I know.
Because it's funny, because when you're on the show, you only are privy to the parts where you're in it, right?
Right.
But there's scenes that go on either outside or back in the city or something where other people are hanging out and you're not part of it, or a date or something. And you don't get to see it until it actually, with everyone else. Yeah. And so I cannot wait to watch it with Lindsay and Carl and be like, are you kidding me?
Right, that's gonna be amazing to watch that.
Oh my God, you told me this, but that
happened. Where was I?
Oh my God. Yes, I can't wait to watch it.
So that's cool though that you took that and you were like, you know what, I got it. I'm still supporting you. I'm still your friend. So that's awesome to And so let's talk about a little bit about your love life. So season 3, not to bring back past memories, but you had something a little bit with Jordan, then the hot Australian guy, right? He was Australian. And then are you still with him now?
No.
Or seeing him? No. So what happened with that? Was you guys bonded?
Yeah, we were hot and heavy, end of summer, beginning of fall, and then he had to travel a lot. England.
England.
And he had to like deal with family stuff, and then did like that good old New York City slow fade where it just like ends, and there's not really anything to discuss.
Right.
You know, we weren't like truly dating. Like we went on a few dates after, but it's not like we were boyfriend and girlfriend. So it just did that fade.
Right. And so how do we date in New York City with all these apps? What's your status now? You're single.
I'm single, yes.
And how do you attract the right guy? Like,
I haven't figured that out yet.
I know. I'm like, girl, can you give me advice? I'm 35, living at home with my parents. Maybe that's the reason.
No, you're not.
No, I am, but only this past year because of the podcast. Yeah,
Okay.
it's bad. Like I did live in the city before, thank God, because that would be really pathetic.
We need to get you back.
Yeah, yes, I want to come back, please.
Yes,
come back.
and then we'll go
I'll have
out.
a friend in the city. Yeah, that's what it is. I think it's because you're on. So I'm on Long Island, right? I get lazy. I'm going to be real. But if I had my girls in the city, like if you were like Chanel, I want to get a drink. It's easier for me to want to go out, look cute, have fun with my friend, and then if a guy comes and talks to us, great.
Yes,
That's how it happens.
That's how it happens for me.
Like, do you go on dating apps or you just go out?
No, I haven't.
I hate dating apps.
I've tried one, but I haven't really. It's like fun to swipe, but then I don't really go on the dates.
Right.
I like meeting people organically at bars. Like if someone comes up to me, I don't really push it too much. Like I don't go out for the reason just to find a guy.
Right.
I go out with my girlfriends to have fun with my girlfriends, and if a guy just so happens to be there that's attractive and I want to talk to, that's a bonus. And I think once you put that energy out there, it ends up coming to you anyway. Because like you don't want to try too hard. You don't want to like and be disappointed, and then I don't know.
You're right. No, but that is like the facts of life. You just don't want to be desperate with anything.
Yeah.
Right? Like, hey, be my friend.
No one likes a desperate bitch.
Yeah, nobody.
No one likes
I know. I'm like, hey, everyone's like, oh, are you available? I'm like, yeah, I'm totally available. And it's like, that's the number one rule of life. You should there's a way to play a game. Right. There's a way with guys too.
Yeah.
Does the show ever get in the way where you don't know if the guy is dating you for you or dating you because you're on a
See, I get the
reality
opposite.
show? Okay.
Because of the guys that I guess I attract, they're more like, oh, you're on a reality show? Like, I'm like, it's fine.
I'm still human.
Yeah. It's like I have other things going on too.
Yeah.
You know
it's
what I mean?
just about the reality
it's
show.
Not just the show. I have another career. So I guess I get the opposite. People don't normally want to date me because of someone else.
Right. Oh, so that's good. That's really good. We were also talking about Instagram and trolls and negative comments. So talk to us a little bit. How do you deal with that to maintain your sanity, and how do you deal with it when you're out as well?
So to maintain my sanity, after season 2 aired, and I had trolls, whether it be because of workist and like people thinking I still like Carl, all of that stuff. It was so incredibly negative, and I have a full-time job that has nothing to do with entertainment, nothing to do with Bravo, or blogging or influencing. It's a real
job.
Yeah, and so when I would see that, like obviously you check your notifications, and I would see that, and there would be like so much negative, and I'm a strong person, so like I could like shake it off. Taylor Swift. I could shake that off, but it still is in the back of your mind, and it was affecting the way that I would work. So I was like, you know what? Instagram is cool, but it's not cool enough for me to put up with this. So I decided then to just limit my profile. Like if you follow me, you can comment. Otherwise, you can't.
I love that. I think you need to set boundaries in social media. No, you're right. And no matter if you're a public figure or you're not.
Right. And since then, it's been positive, right? Because people who follow you want to support you.
Of course. They love you for the most part. And then, you have those secret, I always have those secret hate sometimes. But like, you're right. The ones who love you, usually you got to have a boundary, because if you don't have a boundary, it's going to get to you and affect your whole career that you worked so hard for. Why give that to somebody, That's just so fascinating to me that like
I know in the Instagram world, you're like, why would you limit it? If you want more followers. For me, it's not what I'm in it for. Like I'm not in it for that. I'm in it for the friendships. I'm in it for people who I can impact in a good way. I'm in it for cute outfits.
Yeah, which you have a lot of cute outfits. Talking about cute outfits for the season, how did you determine, because you were going to work, then you would take the jitney or the train from the city to the Hamptons, and then you would party, and you'd have to look cute too at the house. So how did you
Can I tell you that was the
like? Was
hardest?
that the hardest?
Yes.
Yeah, because
Going from
packing
like
sucks.
so going from a jitney from work or going from the LIRR,
Ugh, the worst.
it's right? Like you sweat getting on that train.
Yeah.
You sweat getting to the jitney. Like it's summertime in New York. No one's cute.
No.
And then I'm like have that extra pressure of then having to like pat myself down. I'm probably shining right now. Pat myself down before I'm on camera. Like I just felt like a hot mess all the time.
Right.
And at some point you just have to stop caring. And that's what I did. I took a shot and I stopped caring.
I like that. And also confidence. I feel like because you
Yeah.
were confident, it showed. So any outfit you wore, you owned.
Yeah.
It's probably, you know.
Well, outfits are a little bit better. At least like I know I'm gonna look cute.
Yeah.
Like I planned that in advance.
Or also, you're also a lot the time in the bathing suits and the hot tub. So
Yeah,
that's one outfit.
that's true.
That's good too.
That's true. I love a good cover up though too.
Any parties? You know, you're big. You're known for the parties, Summer House. Any big parties we should look forward to?
Oh my
Birthday
God.
parties. Lindsay's
We-
birthday party, Kyle's birthday party, right? They're
Yes.
during the same time.
Yes, 4th of July, Labor Day. We have some insane parties this season. Like I also can't wait to watch those
To watch
because sometimes we forget what happens.
And then you're like, oh shit. Right. I
Yeah,
saw
like,
that.
Was that a goat? Yeah, it's gonna be insane.
Do you get into any big fights this season with anybody in the cast, or speak your mind more than you did to some people on the cast this year?
So yes, there's a lot of moments where I have to raise my voice, either to defend or to put someone in their place. So for me, it's when newer people are coming on a show like ours, we're not actors. We're not trained to do this. We're not like it's not scripted, right? It's our lives that it just so happens to be on camera, right? Which is crazy, but we're still real. And when you come into a house, you have to be well intentioned, and you can't be in that house if you're not in it for friendship and love. Yeah, we have our moments. Yeah, we're gonna piss each other off, but the best way to come into the house is to build that friendship first and then try to come at me. Because if you aren't my friend, it's going to come back right back at you 10 times worse. Like, don't come in my face, stranger.
Right, and I know your intention. And it's like, then I'm automatically on the defense instead of open arms with you and trying to get to know you.
Right. So like similarly how Lindsay and I are sisters, right? Yeah, we can get into like screaming matches, but that's my girl.
Right.
It's different when someone
She's earned that. You've earned that.
Right.
Like if I came into the house, and I am friends with you guys in real life, but I'm saying, let's say I didn't know any of you, and I came in, and I just came and started attacking you. Why would you even trust me?
Exactly.
Why would you trust me ever because in your head, you're probably thinking, does she want attention? Does she want fame? Is she in this, or is she in this to actually establish good foundation with us?
Yeah, and I think that's happened in like previous seasons.
Yeah.
And we'll see if it happens this coming season, but like that has definitely been the reason why certain blow-ups happen.
Well, like last season, a lot of you have mentioned Jordan wasn't in it for the right reasons. So is it similar to kind of that where you felt he came in strong and he wasn't in it for the right reasons? And
yeah,
is he still
like
in
you
it
feel
for the
like
right
you
reasons?
get one person and then like, wait, what just happened? Who are you? Like, were you telling me the truth at all? Like, you're talking behind me, like behind my back, and for what reason?
Right.
You know
What's
what I mean?
your agenda?
Yeah.
And that's always the worst. Is like, why do you want to be friends with someone? Like for me, I feel like I already have so much anxiety in life that I can't like think and be paranoid, like, because I'm always thinking too. I have a million thoughts running through my head. I'm like, is this person really in it for me? And are they going to be there for me? Can I trust them? Or do they just want this whole glamour fame? And I get it. We all want success.
Right.
But there's a way to go about it. And I see your character, and it's on camera and off. You're real. You're the same person. That's what I love about you so much. Same with Lindsay. Hate it, take it or leave it. I love her.
Yeah.
Because she's just herself, and she doesn't lie about who she is.
Right.
I can go down there's a lot of the most of the cast, everyone is real. You know, man,
That's
Kyle,
why we're
Hannah.
friends. That's why like we're real friends, like on and off camera.
And you support each other
Mhm.
really because there's nothing to be competitive or jealous of. Like you said,
Mhm.
you're all in your own lane. You all have your own passions. So
Yeah.
why even compete?
Yeah, and we're on like the wildest ride together. So why be separate and like try to like pick each other apart?
Right. Like nobody else can ever, whether the show ends or, which it won't, but I'm saying it's going to be like a Jersey Shore. It's going to go on and on and on. When you guys have kids,
No.
you know who to call to babysit, Danielle, because I'm probably going to still be single, but I'm going to be like, hey guys, it's Chanel. I'm here. I'm Danielle and Lindsay's babysitter. But do you guys ever feel like, I feel like that's the thing. You'll always have each other and nobody else
Mhm.
understands what you all went through.
Right.
It's kind of not you against the world, but kind of like
Yeah,
no one will
I
ever
think so.
understand.
It's a good way to put it. Like, we treat each other like we're the most dysfunctional family, but we're a family nonetheless.
Right, and you love each other
Mm-hmm.
unconditionally. Okay, so talking about fans and out when you guys go out together, is it weird or awkward ever for you guys when you're really trying to enjoy each other's company and someone wants a photo, or how do you like when people stop you on the street on the way to work for a photo? How does that work?
I'm a nerd, so I love it because it's like, whoa, cool moment there.
Yeah,
Like for me,
totally.
it's very cool. For other people, they're just like, nah, we don't really, it can get annoying, especially when other people, if you're out and everyone's drinking, people can be really abrasive, and sometimes it becomes not fun anymore.
Hmm.
And like they're just like in your space.
Yeah. They
But
feel like they own you, or like we were talking about this
yeah,
off
like
camera, like they kind of feel like they have this like ownership or control over you, almost like
we're
you're not
not
human.
real. Yeah, like
Yeah,
we're
they're
not
like,
real
I could
human
say anything
beings.
to your face, and it's like, no, you really can't,
Yeah.
you
But
know?
then some people are just like so sweet and they're
Yeah,
like, "Oh, I love seeing you," and like, "I love this and love that." And like, who doesn't love hearing that?
of course.
I think it's really cool. I think like everyone went to BravoCon and met
Yeah,
lot more people. They were just like, that was the best experience ever, meeting people like that you impact their lives and they look forward to seeing you.
right.
It's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And yeah, because that's what we're all here to do, I feel, on this earth is like have an impact through our
Mhm.
jobs somehow or through our friendships. And just like when we leave this earth, that's what we want to leave a good imprint. We don't
Yeah.
want to be like psychopaths rolling around not knowing what we're doing. It's just we want to, yeah, we want to impact.
Yeah.
That's why I do what I do. It's not for the fame or the glam. It's to tell your story. And if
Mhm.
somebody can listen to you and me right now and learn something, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Or feel less, I'm sure, I felt alone. I don't know if you've ever felt alone during these times. So
Mhm.
have you ever gone through like mental health issues where like you get into depression? Do you have anxiety at all from the show? Not even from the show, just like in life.
The most anxiety that I've ever felt was when going into season 2. Actually, I had been laid off from my previous job, and I didn't have one for the first time in my life. Wasn't in school, and I didn't have a job, and I had very real rent to pay.
Yeah.
And so I started getting panic attacks and feeling like, shit, what am I going to do? Like, what if I can't get another job? Like, you always go negative before
Always.
picking yourself back up. But I think in those times, I'm a mama's girl, so I just pick up the phone and dial mom, and she's like, "You didn't like that job anyway. Like, it's for the best."
Right.
I'm like, "Oh man, you're so right, mom."
And then it's like you got Summer House out of
Yeah.
it. So see, everything happens for a reason. And also like being a reality TV star is a job. So that's what I think people
Oh my
forget.
God, you
It's
have
a
no idea.
full-time job. I mean, I only did one season, so you're in 3 seasons, which is more huge of a responsibility.
Yeah.
How does that so how do you balance a regular full-time job already, that's 9 to 5, and then another full-time job, which is
On the weekends.
to be literally a reality star
Mhm.
and let everybody, yeah, learn from your life.
I so it's crazy. I don't sleep as much, and I don't know how to plan anything. Everything has to be planned for me. It's like the weirdest like reality of a life.
Hmm.
Because I go to work, and then everything is planned for me the entire. Like I go to work, I come back, either I go to gym or I have to like start planning for the weekend.
Right.
I started traveling for work a lot, so that was even crazier. To like literally pick one, like drop one suitcase and then pick up another one to go to the Hamptons. I think I was just stressed all the time. And then when we wrapped and having more free time, I didn't know what to do.
Hmm.
Like my body was so used to going, going, going. I didn't know how to stop.
Right.
And so I literally would go to see Lindsay and Carl and be like, we have to hang out because I'm so used to seeing you guys on the weekend.
Yeah, and like I
we
need
can't. I need to keep going.
Yeah.
My body didn't really know how to adjust after because I literally had trained it to just be nonstop. You just work your real job during the week, and then on the weekends, like you have to, put on that smile and hang out with your friends.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, it's fun, but it's
Exhausting.
It's a job. Yeah.
And it's exhausting because you're dealing with real emotions and you're dealing with 24/7 on the weekend. It's not like, oh, it's Saturday 5 to 7.
Yeah.
It's Friday,
And
Saturday,
like during
Sunday.
the week,
During the week, green screens and
we also have like, stuff going on in the city that they want to film.
right,
So,
like events and your work and your going out together, like,
Yep.
when you're
it
supporting
was
each other.
nonstop, and it's so
crazy.
stressful. And I think that's part of the reason why in season 4, this season, I have like a lesser role. I'm not full time. I think when I talk to, because like we talk to producers all the time, my work life cannot be on TV because I work for a large fintech company, and my professional life and my private life have to be completely separate.
Right.
And when you're on reality TV, that's like kind of like a no-go, right?
Right.
Like they want to see everything, and I totally understand that. If I could show my job, I would because I'm fucking good at it and I love what I do. I'm really passionate, but I can't.
But you also can't also jeopardize it because God forbid if the show goes down, it's like you still need a career.
Yeah, and I love my career. Like
Right.
I would always choose my career. I would always choose my career first before or over reality TV. That's just my.
And some people
my own
have
personality.
their career as reality TV, so it's
Right.
okay. Like or comedy. Like
Right.
Hannah does comedy, so maybe there's some more leeway there because she can intertwine, or a podcaster. But you're right, that's not for real life for everyone. That's the reality situation. Like you can't jeopardize your job. So how was that feeling to know that like, okay, you're not as full-time season 4? Like,
Right.
was that a weird feeling? Was that it doesn't matter feeling? Like,
I loved it. I mean, of course, I talked to Lindsay and Carl about it the most as those conversations were happening. Because I was like, "What do you guys think?" And they're like, "Well, we obviously want you to come out because we love spending our summers with you." And I'm like, "Yeah, same, but I can't do it. I don't think I can do it again. Like it's a lot.
it's a lot.
For me, it was a lot for me, especially season 3. At the end of it, I was like, I told Lindsay, I was like, I don't know if I could do another weekend. Like, I can't make it. She's like, hold on for one more weekend.
Right.
And so this time, it was a relief, honestly. I was so relieved that, one, that I was given the ability to still be a part of my, like, I love my friends and I love going out to the Hamptons. I could still support them and be out there, but also not be so stressed and like, I don't know. I really enjoyed it. It was such a relief. I don't know how to describe that feeling because
It's like the
obviously
best-
people want to be a full-time cast member.
Right.
And, I've been fortunate enough to have had that. But for me, I'm really good with the way that things kind of went this
because you had the best of both worlds. Because I feel like you are, to me, you're still to the audience who loves you, you're still a full-time cast member and you're still part of their lives. So it is the best of both worlds. Like if I had it your way, I would probably choose it too.
Yeah.
Where I have my career and I have my friends and I get to, be part of a big time pop show that is changing pop culture history, you know? So it's cool either way because you have a strong voice. So no matter what, it's going to come out in the season.
And I do still have the best time. I mean, I have to bunk up with Lindsay because obviously I don't get my own room this time around. But it was so much fun because like I was literally having sleepovers with my best friend all summer.
That's so cool. Does it ever get weird for you when you see her in conflicts with other cast members or just other people, and then do people look to you like to defend them, or Danielle, why are you taking her side, or is it not like that?
I mean, everyone will know that I'm
going to be on her side, right? Because you guys are best friends,
right? And I do get caught in the middle in a lot of situations, but that's just the nature of like our house, right? Someone's going to get caught in the middle. I mean, there's so many of us, right? So, I mean, I love all of my friendships, and they understand that Lindsay and I are we're kind of a package deal.
Like
you know?
loyalty, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have any advice for any of us if we ever get stuck in the middle in those situations?
So I think if you know your best friend, you know what their intentions are. And let's say people are attacking, something that that person might have said or an action that they took, or like if you just don't like them for whatever reason, I like to remind people like that person did not mean to say that, or they didn't mean that. It was a drunken thing. Like, you know, defend them, but also be a mediator, sort of.
Hmm.
Like you talk to that, like, why don't you talk to her about it?
Instead of instigating and like,
Hmm.
right, like telling them talk to the person directly.
Right.
You influence them to talk to her directly. That's
Hmm.
smart. That's good
Well, yeah,
advice.
it's hard
But
though.
it's hard, yeah, because I'm such a like we were talking about this. Like I'm not a confrontational person, and so
Hmm.
it's hard for me. But of course, I also don't. I'm not a liar. I'm an honest person, and the right thing to do by your friends, if you're a real friend, is to tell them the truth. But
Hmm.
sometimes telling the truth is hard,
Yeah.
or just getting in the middle of two friends that don't like each other. Like the first season with when Hannah came on the third season. That was
Hmm.
her first season when she and Lindsay just had like on and off stuff.
Hmm.
But you were friends with Hannah, but you were closer with Lindsay.
Yeah.
You handled that well. If I was in that situation, it would be very difficult for me. And I'd probably, and that's where you get in trouble, right?
Yeah.
Because you don't know, because then that person gets upset that you're taking sides or whatever. But I think the most
It
important,
is hard though.
it's
It's
hard.
like I had to think about it all the time, because I would be, in one bedroom with like Hannah, Paige, Amanda, and um, what happened third season? And like they would say something about Lindsay, and it's just like, do I close my ears and pretend I didn't hear that, or do I like step up and defend my best friend? Like,
Right.
it's hard. Like,
And
it's
do I
hard.
tell her,
Right.
but
And
without being an instigator?
exactly.
Totally.
You
I
don't want to be an
totally,
instigator, and you want to be like listening to people talk about
of
your
course.
best friend.
And then if you're silent,
Yeah.
you can't win in either way.
Right.
So
But like the thing is, like, I don't want to I'll always take Lindsay's side, but I'm not gonna like take it out on Amanda or Paige or Hannah or Kyle or anyone else who might have a negative thing to say, because like that's their lives, like that's
right.
their perspective, and I'm not gonna tell them that they're thinking the wrong thing. I'm gonna be their friend as much as I can, and if something's inappropriate, then I'll step up. But it's just such a fine line, and you don't want to cross it,
Yeah.
especially because we live together.
Right. That's the difference. It's like you guys, yeah, you have to see each other. So like
Right. This
if
is not like a time in a bar where like you hear something and then you could be like blah 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 and then walk away and then
yeah,
not see that person for a few days. Like,
right.
no, they're gonna be there for dinner, and then they're gonna be there for breakfast, and then the following day, like we live together. Like, we have to deal with it.
Speaking of living together, so chores and all that and like cleaning, like does that stuff, the little stuff get in the way
Get in the way
of
of
like your
fun?
friendship and fun?
Oh,
Like if somebody
sometimes.
doesn't clean the dishes, if somebody doesn't make the bed, or is that kind of stuff
No, it does
BS?
get
It
in the way.
does. Because I
Yeah.
remember living with room in general in life when you live with roommates.
Cleaning up after a party, um, late night food, um, it all it's
Comes
it's
into
all
play.
yeah, it's all free game for an argument.
Yeah. Yeah. That's like the yeah.
Yeah.
So that's so and okay, so let's talk about your favorite place in the city. We'll change gears a little bit because do you have any like restaurant, any bars that you
Oh,
love to go to in New York that's like your safe place?
depends on like. So I'm area driven. Lately, it's been a lot more West Village. I think it's probably because of my age. Um, so where I find myself a lot, mostly with Carl and Lindsay. We go to Due West,
Mm.
Spaniard. Um, Actually, lately we've been venturing into East Village, to East Point.
Any clubs? Any like recent cool or are you a lounge girl?
I think I'm a lounge girl now. So Little Sister has been fun because we know people in Tao Group. Um, Anything that's Tao Group, we go. This place Noir just opened up
Hmm.
in place of the Lately, which is really, really great. I would highly recommend checking that out. It's like 20s themed.
Mm,
Very,
that's
very
cool.
cool.
I like themes and like cool, unique
Same.
things, yeah, to try on. So
Same.
anytime you want to go out, because you know what?
Well, if you get your ass out of Long
I
Island.
my fat ass.
Yes.
Yeah, I was gonna. Actually, I thought of you and Lindsay and Carl because I wanted to go to the Boogie Room. Is this new place that opened up at the Mondrian Terrace Hotel?
No, I didn't hear about
It's on
that.
Park Avenue South and 30th Street. It's
Oh, I know the Mondrian. Okay.
yeah, and it's downstairs. It's kind of like a one oak, but a loungy. It's so fucking cool.
Okay, yeah, down for that.
You guys would love it if you want one night
Mm-hmm.
on me. We'll go.
I said
Come.
ass, not fat ass, but you do have a nice ass.
But thank you. I have like a Colombian ass, I mean, or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, I know. That's another thing. I struggled through weight after the show, but that's my fault because like
Really?
I ate. That's the one thing that I love about you guys that you have your head on straight is whether reality TV works or not. I think people should know that you shouldn't lose yourself. I lost
Yeah.
myself a little, and I had to.
Really?
Yeah, I was so thin when I did the show, when I did my reality show. But then after, because I was in a dark place, and it's no one's fault, right? It's my own fault
Mm-hmm.
for not being strong enough to be like, my worth doesn't depend on fame or
Did you have
reality
good
TV.
girlfriends?
Not too much, no.
See,
That's
that's
the
like
problem.
it's a huge difference when you have people on your side and have your back.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for Lindsay, I think I think it's for both of us. The feeling is very mutual. If we didn't have each other, then we wouldn't be in the same place.
Yeah, you have to have good girlfriends. I had very I grew up in Long Island, so it's very competitive. A lot of girls, and I'm not like that. I love to love, and I'm very open minded, and I'm a girl's girl, and I'm loyal to a fault, to be honest. And that's, I think, if you're too loyal,
You sound like Lindsay.
yeah, that I get along with her very well.
Yeah.
Because I know where she stands with loyalty, and a lot of that comes from upbringing, right? Like, because she was on the podcast, she had shared with me what she went through, and I went through some similar stuff where I had to be independent a lot, and I felt like a lot of people weren't as loyal as me, and that triggered me.
Yep.
Like, why can't you be loyal like I'm loyal to you?
They let you down.
They let you down. But I think it's important to not be, like you said, you can't always be disappointed. You have to be open-minded. Everyone, it's not personal, right? It's not like someone's trying to hurt you purposely. So yeah, it's that's why reality TV is not easy, and that's why I give you guys kudos. It's a job. It's tough to put yourself out there.
It is.
To put yourself out there, whether you're partying, whether you're dating, whether you're friendships, whether you guys are fighting. It's something that takes a strong, good character, and not everybody can do it. They could tell you all they want, but they will be sitting front line center if they got the chance to be in your shoes. So
That's true. Yeah, we remind ourselves how fortunate we are.
How fortunate, yeah.
Yeah.
Where do you stand with the rest of the castmates now?
I'm obsessed with all of them. We just spent New Year's, me, Linz, Carl, Amanda, Kyle, Luke, who's new. Paige was away with her boyfriend, and we just like had the very best time. I think like Kyle and Lindsay have this kind of like brother sister friendship. They're always gonna like. I think they just like love and respect each other. I'm obsessed with both Kyle and Amanda. We like late nighted at their apartment. We're just like dancing.
They're funny.
Oh my
They're
gosh.
hilarious too. Yeah.
Hilarious. Like Amanda like steps foot in her apartment and she immediately like got naked and put on sweats. I'm like,
love it.
This like that's her. Like she is the girl like the girl like the girl next door who loves to like be with her family and is just so real. She like just like greet you in sweats and her hair up to here.
Yeah.
And just be a giant goofball.
What is your advice about, I guess, how to be successful in the entertainment industry, and to people who want to join a reality TV cast?
That's tough. I think in entertainment, one, you have to be real and authentic in yourself. I also think that it's important to have your own personal brand and know that and be confident in it and not kind of like waver and like try to be something that you're not because you think that that might be like something other people like or what like fans might be drawn to, like because then fans are not for nothing like really smart. They sniff out when something's not real. They sniff out when someone's not being themselves.
Right.
And so if you are those things, I think with me, people are like struggle to like you get me, but I am not. loud. I'm not animated.
Like in your face.
I'm not in your face. I'm like, if people are like, she's very boring. I was like, I think it's a compliment because
No, I think
I'm very stable.
right. No,
I'm
it's
very
not
stable.
boring, and you're very fun. You're not boring.
Right.
Let me
No, but
set the
I
right.
think
Yeah.
it's funny. But like that's what like that's the worst you got. Like, all right, cool. I'm not a psychopath. Great.
Right.
But I think people are drawn to like big personalities, and I have a big one, but in a different way. But I'm never ever going to change that. I'm not gonna go next season and be like another version because like no, that's
You're
not
right.
me. I'd rather be authentic, and I think that goes a long way in entertainment
Right.
and in like life in general.
Yeah.
If people want to be on reality TV, please do not go into it with the wrong intentions. Like you have to go into it, especially with if it's Summer House, right? You have to want to be part of a group of close friends.
Yeah. And you have to want to like them and not
Mhm.
have this like pre-notion of
Mhm.
who they think you are, right?
Mhm.
And judge
Right.
because then they'll never get to know who you really
Right.
are. And you guys are amazing people.
Right.
I don't look, I can't say I know you like I know you amazingly well, but I've got to know you guys and I love all of you.
Mhm.
On screen, I love all of you off screen, and I think you guys are just real deal people.
Mhm.
And I think I've learned a lot from you, so that's like I look up to you. I'm not going to cry. Even though I'm very emotional right now because I'm 2 weeks before my period, but okay.
Oh my god.
Sorry,
I love you
TMI.
so much.
I am. I'm like very emotional. I'll sit there crying for you. If like I'm a friend, like you'll call and be like, Chanel, he broke up with me. I'll sit there with you hours and start crying for you, and you're like, it's not that serious. I'm not even crying myself, Chanel.
I didn't even like him that much.
I didn't even like him that much, but thank you for because it is admiring to see people that are vulnerable and they're like, I'm going through the same thing. Hey, I'm going through the same thing. You're not alone. Hey, I struggle through the same career goals or just dating or whatever in life, you know. And I think that's important. I think you guys should continue being yourselves and being out there. Press, that's what I wanted to ask you. That's speaking of press. When you're in the press and you see stories come out that you're like, what the hell? This is not even true. How do you feel, and what's your advice for all of us if that ever happens to us, how to cope with it?
So my thing is, okay, so I think a lot of people that are in the public eye, I think they have Google alerts. I'm not sure. They have Google alerts that like if your name is in something that you will get a notification or something. I don't do that. Unless someone sends me what is out there, I don't go out and look for it.
Oh, that's good.
Like if Lindsay puts something in the group chat, I'm like, all right, I'll check it out, like whatever. I don't go on Twitter and like try to see if there's something about me. I don't
go on page 6 and
I
like,
don't do any of that. There was a page 6 thing that came out about Jordan and I was like, all right, cool. I'm on page 6.
Right, like bitches, like don't get it
cool,
twisted. I'm on page
right.
right.
I don't hate that photo.
Because we all know page 6 also doesn't like they report gossip. So
Yeah.
if your name's in page 6, you won. To me, that's how I see it. You won.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, that's cool. Check and then move the fuck on. Like, I'm not gonna let what page 6 has to say really like get to me. Is it weird? Yes. Does some of what page 6 says have truth to it? Also, yes. So like I'm not gonna hate them for that.
Right.
Like obviously they're gonna like try to make news and like have clickbait and all that sort of stuff. Like you have to like put that into your head too.
Like take it. Yeah, you're a rational person. It's like you take everything with a grain of salt.
You're a rational person.
You're like you're rational. You're stable. So that makes sense. Someone who was irrational would be like, I just can't believe this shit. Like I'm on page 6. You sold the story. It's like, no, bitch, you sold the story yourself. You just don't want to admit it out loud.
Yeah.
You know
like
how the whole media works and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So that's I like that you're like that. You don't let. You're about facts, I could tell.
Yeah.
And you're not about like he said, she said. I also like that you're a leader, not a follower. So you make up your own.
I'm like, right, you're so right.
You're so right. Like, tell me more. But you make up your own mind. Like, so let's say there was 2 people in the room and they're like, I hate Chanel Omari. You'd be like, okay, that's great, but let me give her a chance. Just give me an I like that. I think we should all be that way.
Absolutely.
Because to be a follower, you're never going to really get to the place of success that you want in life.
You also won't ever know who you actually are.
Do you feel the show helped you know yourself more?
Absolutely. I think when you have to live that kind of a summer where people are like, all right, what's going on in your life? What's going on in your life? Move this, move, like keep it moving. It happens a lot quicker. Like relationships develop quicker, friendships develop a lot quicker. You get to be super like retrospective, or I don't even know what the word is, but like you start thinking about like, okay, who am I? What do I want in my life? Is my career where it is? Like, can I accelerate it? Things just like move a lot quicker. Is my relationship with my mom the way it should be? Like, should I have a conversation with her about something? Like, producers really know how to get it out of you. It's almost like free therapy.
Yeah, I agree.
Right?
Yeah.
It's like, all right, maybe I should date him. Maybe I should talk to my mom about that. Maybe I should talk to Lindsay about that. And like, it really helps. And it's very, I don't know, for me, it just like felt therapeutic and really honest and open. I was like, man, why didn't I do this a lot earlier in life?
Right. It's like a mirror. And especially when you watch it back, you're like, okay, I could change that. Is there any obstacle you went through during filming that you were like, I'm proud of myself, I overcame this, or that you never thought you would get through?
Yes. There was a lot of moments where it's those moments where confrontation happens. Like, I think the first time it happened was when Carl was in my face at some party, and you never know what you're going to do in those moments and if you are going to be happy with the way that you reacted.
Yeah.
And in those moments when I watched it back, because obviously you can't like ask the camera guy like, did I handle that one well?
Right.
When you actually watch it when it airs, it's like, oh, whew, wow, Danielle, I really killed that one. Like, you know, I didn't react poorly. I reacted how I wanted to. There's other times where I'm like, wow, less tequila next time.
Yeah.
You know, like that was not it. Like, you look terrible. But I mean, it happens.
We're humans.
Yeah.
It's life. We learn from our mistakes.
Yeah.
How do you get over a hangover and look as good as you and still be up, like focus? Because sometimes I feel brain dead when I drink too much and I'm like, I can't focus on my job the next day. So how do you do it so beautifully?
So in the summertime, my job the next day was more filming.
Right.
So I would drink the next day.
So it wasn't like you had to like go straight at least because it was weekend. Right. So at least, it's
so
Monday
the best
morning.
cure is just like have a beer.
Right. Okay.
Have a beer with breakfast.
Oh, I like that.
Yes. That is my best advice I can give.
I love that. Danielle, I could talk to you for hours. No, really, like, and I kept her here for hours. Where can everybody follow you?
At Danielle Olivera. I'm actually in the middle of developing an app. I want to be my own boss.
So cool.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
You know,
so
I'm going to be downloading that app.
An empire, a fempire.
Oh, I love that fempire. Cheers. I know we don't have drinks. We're gonna go and celebrate that fempire.
For sure.
Thank you so much, Danielle,
of course,
for being here. I love you. You're the best.
I love you. Thank you for having me.
And check out Summer House.
Yes.
You better get your popcorn, your pizza, your hot dogs,
your rosé,
your lover boy.
Yes.
Whatever you got to do. Watch Summer House February 5th on Bravo TV, 9 p.m., 10 p.m. Central.
Yep.
And make sure you check them out, bravotv.com. You can go follow at Danielle Olivera on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, you name it.
I'm on it.
She's on it. And stay tuned.